What is going on, guys? It's your boy Kyberlord, and welcome to my second place Sky Striker deck profile. Now, I took this to locals. It was 19 players. We had 5 rounds, and this was possibly our most competitive and the biggest locals we've had. So, I mean, second place for Sky Striker. It was really good for me personally. It was my very first time playing Sky Strikers at this locals, so I was very happy with the second place. I did only lose one matchup, which was against Strytron, but it was very close. We lost 2-1, so we did try and go for the win, but unfortunately the grind game with Strytron was really good. Lost to my friend Jordan, so really good Drytron player. Congrats, Jordan. He did win first place with his Drytron build. So round 1 I did get the buy, so that did help us a bit. Round 2 I came up against Invoked Dogmatica, and we managed to secure the win 2-1. Round 3 was against Strytron, Jordan Strytron, and we did lose 2-1. I will explain what cards helped me in what matchups and what cards I used in all my different matchups. Round 4 was against Karakuri. Honestly, I'd never heard about this deck, but it did catch me off guard game 1, as basically they spam the board. They spam all these synchros, and then they can't be destroyed by battle. And they've got really big defense. And basically one of them can attack like in defense mode. It's really weird but interesting deck. So we did manage to win. I believe it was 2-0. We won. The following round after that was against Phantom Knight Burning Abyss, and we managed to secure the win 2-0. And as I said, there was also a Brave player. He was playing the Brave engine with Phantom Knight, so I did want to really come up against him to see how Striker does against that. But unfortunately, we didn't get to play him. But our matchups were very tough, and we managed to bag second place. So I will explain a few combos, and I will tell you what I used, what I would switch out and everything. And I might definitely play this build in this upcoming OTS Championship at our locals. So let's get started with Sky Striker.
Stardust, Black Rose, no hope, life low. Alright, I'm set, I got my deck. I'm about to head to my homie crib next. I got a brand new combo with some chicks. I'm about to burn them for 8,000 quick. Got it on standby so you can't draw. Main face ain't shit, go to your school phase, that mean you lost. That's how it be.
Alright, so let's get started with the main deck, guys. We're playing, of course, 3 Bay, 3 Sky Striker Ace Ray. We're playing 2 Rose. We're not playing Pot of Desires. I think this 3 Ray, 2 Rose ratio is really good. I did see it in most of my opening hands, and when I didn't, I did open drones, I did open engage, and I was able to search them off. But 3 and 2 is absolutely a good ratio. For our hand traps, the lineup is quite heavy. We are playing 3 Ash Blossom. I was debating this at 2. But I mean, Ash Blossom is Ash Blossom. I always say it. It just stops so many like combos if you hit it at the right time. We're playing 2 Ghost Spell because DPE, literally 50 if not 60% of the people this past weekend were playing DPE, and Ghost Spell came in absolutely clutch. I think honestly I only even triggered it once. This card, Ghost Ogre, absolutely good. So I knew there was going to be a lot of meta, so I did put in Ghost Ogre to try and hit the Brave engine. But honestly, against that Karakuri deck, the Ghost Ogre came in really clutch when there were triggering effects. It came in clutch against Drytron as well. It's just like you have to hit it off. Obviously, it does not negate the effect, it just pops the card. But Ghost Ogre is really good. This is a card I might side a third of, so that's still up for debate. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. My side deck was honestly not the best, but it did do the job. We're playing 2 Effect Veilers. Actually, I'll leave the hand traps here. So 2 Ogre, 2 Bell, 2 Veiler, 3 Ash Blossom. We're of course playing triple Infinite Impermanence. Impermanence is Impermanence. Although, weirdly, there was one matchup where I sided these out. I think it was against... who was it against? I think it was against Phantom Knights. No, it was against Karakuri actually. I sided out the Infinite Impermanence and I sided in there can be only one because his entire deck was machine, so I did want to like lock him into that. So 12. And then we are playing just the one Pankatrops. Honestly, Pankatrops, really good card still at 1. You definitely have to play it if you're going second. I did see this a lot, and it honestly helped a lot. Just special summoning it, baiting out negates, swinging for 25, and honestly just an extra body on the board to go into Anaconda, and then go into DPE. Speaking of DPE, we are playing the DPE package. 1 Dasher, 1 Celestial. I know Dasher is a bit hard to get a hold of, but I mean the OP print, OTS print just came out. It is being reprinted as a secret rare in the Speed Duel box. But if you don't have Dasher, people have been playing Plasma, people have been playing Malicious, but ideally you want the Dasher. Oh, I'll leave these here actually. So we're playing that. We're playing the 2 Fusion Destiny. It's obviously being semi-limited now, so I think 2 is still good. Obviously, it's not as big to see it in your opening hand, but there was about 3 or 4 matchups where I did open this in my opening hand, and if I didn't have a Sky Striker play, I just went DPE. So absolutely good, that DPE package. For spells now, the best card, honestly, best Sky Striker card after Engage, if not even better than Engage, it's just Widow Anchor. The fact that you can negate the effect and then take control of the monster and then swing with it is just absolute clutch. I did also use Anchor to just bait out negates, to bait out DPE. There was against Phantom Knights, I did Widow Anchor their DPE before I even summoned anything, so there was no point in him triggering the effect. So I did take it, link it off, or like I attacked, I don't really remember. But I mean, Widow Anchor, honestly, it's won me so many matches. We're playing 2 Shark Cannon. Shark Cannon, really, really good. I used to play this at 3. I am only playing 2 because I am playing the Called by the Grave. Really, really good. I did use it to banish DPE, so really, really good. Or if your opponent's gonna bring back something from the grave, just banish it, literally. Really good cards, those 2. We're playing 2 Afterburners. This is a 1 card in a lot of builds that I've seen. I did see someone play 3. I don't know if I'd go the 3 route, to be fair. 2, another card that was really, really, really good this weekend was Afterburners, just baiting out negates. When I hard drew it, if they had DPE on the board, this is what I used to pop the DPE. And then if I didn't have it, I obviously didn't have anything on the board, so there was absolutely no point for them to trigger their DPE. It was just really, really good. Really good card, Afterburners. Definitely test it at 2. I know it's always been a 1-of, but you're going to want to play 2, trust. 1-ofs, we're playing the 1 Engage, the 1 Multi-Roll, the 1 Eagle Booster, the 1 Hornet Drones, and we are playing the 1 Area 0. Area 0 was alright. Eagle Booster against the Drytron matchup, I did activate it just so I could get it in grave, so I could drop the Engage and then hopefully draw that 1 card. Multi-rolls, multi-roll, and Area 0, honestly, it's alright. I wouldn't play 2 or 3. I did always pop it with multi-roll whenever I didn't have a Ray. I did do that play against Invoke Dogmatica, and that's how I got my Ray on the board. So really good little combo there. You use multi-roll to pop the Area 0, and then they can't respond to your striker spells. But yeah, the 1-ofs. Also, with Kagari, people tend to go search Engage. What I honestly search first all the time, and I might get heat for this, is the Widow Anchor. I do go even Hayate, send Widow Anchor, and then Kagari, take Widow Anchor. It really depends with Kagari though, and Hayate to send Widow Anchor. It is very situational, but if I've got the Engage and I've got a Ray in hand, I always go for Widow Anchor. Obviously, if I don't have Ray, you want to go Ray, but honestly, I always search the Widow Anchor. Even with Shizuku, I do take the Widow Anchor, and then when I've sort of like, when I'm like taking control of the match, then I search the multi-roll to then recycle Widow Anchor, Shark Cannon, and all those good cards. But yeah, Widow Anchor is my go-to when I search. It's not engaged because obviously everyone is gonna bait. Well, to be fair, everyone's gonna ash the engage. But funny enough, the card that was getting ashed the most this past weekend was my Shizuku. They didn't want to give me that end phase search, so I knew that would happen as well. So I try and get Widow Anchor as soon as I can, just to have that disruption of negation and taking the monster if I'm gonna attack with it. Draw power, we're just playing the one Upstart Goblin. Search cards, we're playing the one Terraforming for our Area 0. Now, is it worth it even though we're playing just one field spell? Yes, because that is an extra spell in Grave. We're playing the one Rhoda to search our Ray and our Rose. Obviously, you want to go Ray if you didn't open it. If you did, you want to go Rose. We're playing the one Called by the Grave. It did come really handy against Drytron. I don't remember the monster they play sent to Grave, and then it basically negates monster effects for the rest of the turn. I did use Called by the Grave on that. I did use Called by the Grave on my opponent's DPE against Phantom Knights, so Called by the Grave is just Called by the Grave. The last two cards in the main deck is the two Lightning Storm, which honestly, I mean, even at 2, it came in really clutch. I know a lot of people are playing Harpy's Feather Duster, they're playing Raigeki, but I mean, Lightning Storm, the fact that you can choose either front row or back row is insane. I mean, it's definitely worth its price. I don't know about a third. I don't know how I feel about a third in the main deck. Side deck, maybe. I am playing back row hate in the side deck, but two Lightning Storms, definitely, it won me matches. It got me out of really sticky situations going second. But that is it for the main deck. Now let's move on to the extra deck. So striker lineup has changed. We are only playing 2 Hayate. We have to make room for Anaconda. We have to make room for DPE. Best Sky Striker Link, we are playing 3 Kagari. And someone was asking me, deck profile with all the ultis. I finally have all my ultis. The 3 Kagari that I was missing, I was just missing 2. Shizuku, we're playing 3 Shizuku. And we are playing the 1 Kana. And the last Sky Striker Link, we are playing the 1 Zeke. Now, if you know me, you know I always like playing 2 Zeke. It did come handy for that target banish effect. Or whatever I Widow Anchored my opponent's DPE, and then I linked it off with my Striker Link to go into Zeke, and it's just like, you get rid of stuff from the board. So, 3-second appreciation for the ultis, except Zeke. Perfect. So, obviously, you want to go Hayate, dump something, Kagari, take it back, end phase, Shizuku, link into Shizuku, end phase, take whatever you want from your deck. Obviously, it has to be different from what's in Grave. And obviously, when the Striker Link gets popped, Ray comes back, Ray Link into Kana. Kana stops an attack and basically saves you for another turn. Or what I tended to do is if my Striker Link got destroyed, I bring Ray back. And if they weren't going to attack, they weren't going to do anything, they were going to end phase, Ray, quick effect, Shizuku, and then get that search. So remember, 1, 2, 3. Obviously, during your opponent's turn, go into Kana and Zeke just to clear something problematic off the board or to link off what you've Widow Anchored. We are still playing the Hulk Celine access code combo. I'm laughing. I didn't go into this at all. All weekend. Access code did not win me games. I didn't have the need to go into him. DPE, 2 goated. DPE, 2 goated. I'll say it again. Widow Anchor won me games. Access code did not win me games. I didn't go into him. I didn't need to go into him. Funny enough, I only went into this combo once, or tried to go into this combo once against Karakuri. I went Hulk, summon Valor, Hulk, link off into Celine. Now, Celine, you need 3 counters on it from spells in Grave. I only had 2 spells in Grave. My opponent didn't have any spells in Grave, so I couldn't trigger Celine. So it was main phase 1. I just ended on a Celine. I'd wasted my Striker Link. I'd wasted my tuner, so I just ended literally on a Celine. I couldn't extend into access code. So you have to be careful with that. Make sure you've got enough spells in the Grave. The last 2 cards, obviously, Predaplant Anaconda and the 1 DPE. Boys 2 goated. Really good card. I can see why it's worth it. I see why everyone's playing it now. I didn't want to buy into this. If you've seen my last Sky Striker builds, I didn't want to buy into this because I was like, refused the meta sheepness, but I had to go into it. It's the reason Sky Striker is very competitive at the moment. I mean, it's still competitive without DPE, but with DPE it's a lot easier. Very good card, very good disruption. It's just really, really good. You also have to be really careful. If you've got DP on the board, it locks you out of your Sky Striker spells because you can't control anything in your main monster zone. So you have to time the DP pop correctly so you can activate your set Striker spell. So really careful with that. It's become even more big brain now. But that is it for the extra deck, guys. Now, moving on to the side deck. Now, I never know what to side deck. People at my locals always play a different deck. We do have the OTS Championship coming up, and this last weekend was like the last weekend where everybody could test their build, so it was a really intense local. So I was just thinking like, well, they're just gonna play whatever they play normally, so I'm just gonna side like some really basic cards that will obviously go good with Striker. I didn't have an idea, pretty much, but this is definitely going to change. So I'm going to show you two Nibiru. Never saw this, I never sided it in. I didn't feel the need to it. I did obviously Drytron overextend, Karakuri, board spam massively, Phantom Knight spammed massively. I managed to win those matchups, obviously, except Drytron. Drytron, we went 2-1 though. I did win a game. All the matchups I won, they were overextending, spamming. I didn't have the need for Nibiru. I won without Nibiru, so, and a lot of people kind of like already play around it. But this is definitely coming out of the side deck. Obviously we're go second deck, so if they make us go first, we gotta be prepared, and that is we are playing the Artifact Scythe package, just to Sanctum, the one Scythe. I mean, if you see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't. When I've played this in Numeron, every single time I would open the Sanctum, so really good. Luckily, Scythe didn't get banned. I did play against two players playing Scythe, and I did manage to play around it a bit. So, really good card. We're playing the 2 Dark Ruler no more. I mean, this is really necessary for cards like Dragoon, for Sigma, Virtual World plays Sigma, or just for like very problematic cards. Even up against Drytron, I didn't feel like I really needed Dark Ruler no more. This is definitely going to stay in the side deck. I might even bump it up to 3. But I don't know. I just didn't feel the need of like, I really need Dark Ruler no more. Obviously, your opponent doesn't take damage. And with Striker, we want to... It's obviously a slow grind game, but you also want to try and hit as soon as you can. So Nibiru's definitely getting cut off. I will have to really think Dark Ruler no more. For back row hate, 2 Twin Twisters. I did side this in a lot. I think I only resolved it like once. And again, why Twin Twisters? Why not Cosmic Cyclone? Cosmic Cyclone only banishes 1, and you have to pay the 1k life points. I find that quite risky personally. You guys might think differently. I know Cosmic Cyclone is the one to go to because it dodges a lot of effects. The reason I liked Twin Twisters is because it pops 2. I really want that 2 pop. Because I am just playing the 2 Lightning Storms, so if I'm made to go first for back row hate, I want the Twin Twisters because they're back row hate and they can pop 2. So, next up, trap cards. We're playing 3, there can be only 1. This is another card, I don't know, it's weird. I didn't really side much this past weekend, but for Karakuri and for Phantom Knights, I did side in there can be only 1. Did I see it? I did not. I managed to win without it. It always happens. We side in and we never see the cards we want to see. The last card I'm playing is Evenly Matched. I believe I only saw this against Drytron. And I think they played around it. And then against Karakuri as well, I believe I dropped it and he managed to... They've got some counter trap that negates... which was real. I did say it did catch me by surprise game 1. I was like, what the heck is this deck? And why is it spamming so much? And why can't I attack? And why can't their monsters be destroyed? But yeah, the 3 evenly matched. I'll show it again if you guys want to screenshot it. 3 evenly, 3 there can be only 1, 2 Twin Twisters, the 2 Dark Ruler, the Artifact package, and the Nibiru. So that's the build there. Sorry, that's the extra side deck there. I always get them mixed up. I'm just going to show you quickly. So basically, you want to link Anaconda. Anaconda, where is the deck? Here it is. So Anaconda, if you go to Anaconda, you can basically send Fusion Destiny to Grave, obviously pay the 2k, send Celestial, send Dasher, and then bring out your DPE. So basically, if you're going the DPE way, you will just end on Anaconda and on Phoenix, because most of the time you will use your striker link to go into Anaconda, and then you've got Phoenix. Remember, when you pop Phoenix, pop itself, pop something your opponent controls, as soon as Phoenix hits the grave, you have to declare the effect for it to come back in the next standby phase. If you do not declare it, he will not come back. Technically, by ruling, he will not come back. So Destiny Phoenix, quick effect, chain, whatever, send to grave, pop your opponent's card. It's popped itself. When it hits the grave, you have to go DPE, effect, and grave to come back next standby phase. Otherwise, it will not come back, guys. People will rule shark you about this. There was against, it was Phantom Knights. We were both playing DPE, and we both forgot to trigger the effect. We did call it in grave, like DPE, effect to come back next standby phase. Next standby phase, we would just keep playing. I dropped engage, I ray everything, and I was like, shoot, I forgot to bring DPE back. And obviously, you can't go back on it. Striker combo, basically, Hayate, swing directly, send a spell to grave, link, Kagari, take the spell back, whatever, link off, Shizuku, oh, that's Zeke, Shizuku, take search from your deck, whatever you want. It all depends on the matchup, really, and on what you open. Remember, if you want to go Anaconda, you obviously have the Ray on board, or you've got your Link, whatever. By effect, in hand, Rose will summon when you normal summon or special summon a Sky Striker Ace monster, except Rose, obviously, normal summon Ray, this drops from hand, special summon. You now have 2 materials to go into Anaconda, so I did use this a lot. Normal Ray, special Rose, Link, Anaconda, go DPE. Or basically, there was also matchups where it was Ray, swing for 3k, or go into my Link and then drop Rose and then swing for 3k as well. Lightning Storm, again, you gotta time it. You can't control face-up cards. Called by the Grave is called by the Grave. Remember, multi-roll, you can pop your Area 0, and you do get to special summon the Ray from deck. Now, Ray effect to come back from the grave, I'll even read it to you guys, because someone did rule shark me about this, and I had to actually read them the card. So it's a second effect. If a face-up Sky Striker Ace Link monster you control is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can special summon this card. So if it leaves the field, it doesn't necessarily have to be destroyed. The Link just has to leave the field. Ray comes back. She comes back, and then you can Link, quick effect, do whatever. So remember that, guys. She comes back regardless. The Link just has to leave the field. But yeah, guys, that is it for the deck profile. So we got second place with this at a pre-OTS Championship locals. This Sunday, I might be piloting this deck again, so hopefully we're going to obviously try and aim for first place, but everyone is going to be playing their absolute best. It will be an even bigger OTS Championship than this past weekend, or bigger locals than this past weekend, so send me your positive vibes. If you've got any questions about the build, if you've got any questions about alternative builds, alternative budget options, leave it down in the comment section below, or hit me up on Instagram, which is where I'm the most active. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys build this, and hopefully top locals, top regionals, top OTS Championships, do whatever. Sky Striker best deck, baby. Kaiba Lord out.